What's good, Wagering World? It's your boy Five Star in Vegas, broadcasting live as always from beautiful Summerlin, Nevada. In here with my co-host, my guy, the only Sacramento Kings fan I know. What's good, Spreader Stare? How are you this morning?
Man, it's great here out in Sacramento. It's kind of weird. So we got two 90-degree days, but that's fine because I'm stuck in the house working, getting ready for the playoffs and everything. But then my weekend's going to be beautiful. It's going to drop back down to 70. So really happy about things. I'm going to really grind out this week and enjoy this weekend.
Nice, nice. Man, let's get to yesterday's news right off the bat. First of all, let me address, uh, I think Steve Zhang made a little small comment about we're no longer 5 star, now we're 4 star. Well, Zhang, but I have something to address with you. You shouldn't follow the show if you feel like we're not successful at what we do. The reason you're on this video is because we're taking our hard time. We're giving you the things that we're placing our own personal bets on, our own money on to help you out. Everybody who's been following this show has been winning the last 11 weeks. Anyone who follows us on our other shows, whether it's uh, Bet BR for my buddy Spread, or whether it's 97.5 ESPN, the bench for me has had remarkable records. We've probably been the best two cappers in the country this season by win percentage. All you have to do is go through the files. But when guys like this guy Steve Zhang make these type of comments, they make it bad on the rest of the viewers because me, I'm independent. I don't have anyone paying me to do anything for any of you guys. I survive and live and take care of my family off of the wages that I make. So when people get on here and get disrespectful, they make it where we'll decide to maybe stop giving even any games out and just get on here and talk about a little information because I'm definitely 5 star because I know that every time I drive inside the Red Rock Country Club to my home, anytime I go to Caesars and get ushered to the VIP, or if I go to MGM and get ushered to the VIP, I've established myself in the betting community and in the world to deserve that title. And as I said before, if you guys got any issues, you can't take one loss and understand about it's about the long term and how many games that we won total and all, then we'll just block you and won't allow you to even get into this good information that we're giving out to those who really are using it. And with that, let's get to yesterday's news spread. How did everything go yesterday?
Not good. I mean, I could see why Steve was upset, right? But I'm looking at the NBA standings right now. The Phoenix Suns are 63-17. They're not 80-0.
Right,
They
right,
actually, right? They had a 3-game losing streak recently, right? That doesn't mean they're
right,
not a great team, right?
right.
These things are going to happen. And boy, yesterday was tough for me, right? Because the first three quarters, because nobody liked that Knicks pick, right? I mean, I heard got it from everywhere, from people on Twitter, from people on the other shows I do. They couldn't believe I was taking the Knicks, and I
Right,
just for three quarters I said this is exactly what I expected, right?
right,
Knicks come out, great effort. It's essentially their Super Bowl or their playoffs or their NBA Finals, right? And then they only score 15 points in the fourth quarter and not only blow the game, but they blow the cover. Really a rough loss for me yesterday, and it was a little bit discouraging, but kind of what happens here this last week of the season, I mentioned to you before going on, it's kind of like betting week 17 in football.
yeah,
Really hard here to gauge. So I'll give credit to the Brooklyn Nets, and that's what I get for taking a pretty poor team in the New York Knicks. But overall, I felt just like with the Memphis handicap the day before, I felt like it was a solid handicap. It just it didn't play out there during those last 12 minutes. So if you watch that first half, and you think that like, hey, he has no idea what he's talking about, I mean, we didn't watch the same basketball game because it
right.
played out like I expected. Just at the end, Durant and Irving were too much.
Yeah, and I actually got the Supreme clientele when they were down 18. I
Hmm.
kept looking at the live numbers and they never went under 7.5, 8.5 for the
Yeah.
live bet. When I saw that with the number being at 18, I knew I told everyone that's in my list, hey guys, we got to jump on the money line nets. We all were able to get it at between plus 425 and plus 475 just because we know the Knicks what they do. They blow leads. They've been doing it all year long. They're a first half team. Fourth quarter, for some reason, they have these unbelievable breakdowns where it's just I mean, what were they outscored in the fourth quarter? Maybe 30 points or something like that. At least
I
22.
turned it off when it was like 35-15 in the
Yeah,
fourth. I'm like, you
yeah,
got to be kidding me, guys.
yeah.
I didn't expect them to win. I just wanted that cover. Oh wow, that was
You
rough.
were
I
on
mean,
the right side the whole
yeah,
game. It was
yeah.
unbelievable, shocking events that happened in the fourth quarter, and they just really just folded at the end of that game. I was torn between laying the -9 with the Mavericks and taking Luka to go over 30 because uh, both had great reasonings. Both sides had great reasoning with that. Um, Dallas, of course, as we know, they were trying to get to 50 wins and try to lock in a playoff seeding. Um, so we knew they would be motivated at Detroit. But I also knew that Luka was aiming for Mark Aguirre's franchise record for 6 straight 30-point games. He could have had it very easily. He had 26. Go in the fourth, and even Jason Kidd threw him back in the game when it was a little out of hand to give me a shot at it because he really didn't even have to touch the court in the fourth quarter. But of course, him and Jason Kidd were definitely aware of the mark he was attempting to get. Unfortunately for him, he just got a couple of times where he got looked off. Jalen Brunson could have hit him for a layup twice, and then could have hit him again for a 3-point. He was wide open off a drive and kick, and both times Brunson looked him off and went to someone else. And Luka, being the type of player he is, he didn't force the situation. He made a couple of drives where he could have forced action, attempted to get the points, but instead he kicked it to 3-point shooter. So yesterday, the actual bet on him would have been the points plus rebounds plus assists. I think it was 43 and a half, and he flew over that. But he wasn't able to get to 30 for the first time in 5 games. He didn't get to 30. So we'll take it. Like I said, we don't take L's here. We just take lessons, So we're gonna move on to ball and parlay today. Get everything back adjusted. Once again, we had a slow start. This is the second straight week we had to come through in the clutch. Now we can't miss any more than this week spread. So let's go with it, man.
All right, man. Yeah, I think it's a pretty tough card today. But I went with 2 playoff teams here. The Philadelphia 76ers are in Toronto taking on the Raptors. I like this matchup here for Toronto at home. We know how great the Sixers are, with Joel Embiid. And here's the thing: nobody's got an answer for him. So if you say, "Well, Toronto doesn't have an answer for Embiid," well, nobody does except for Milwaukee. So I kind of throw that out here. I like the way that Toronto is going to be able to be athletic on the perimeter and give them some problems. Toronto has also beat Philadelphia 2 out of the 3 times they've met so far this season. They're looking to make it 3-1. And, we're going to talk about another game, right, where there might be some setup mentally to beat a team here. Same thing right now at the season we're in today. This is your first round matchup.
Yeah.
So, I don't think that Nick Nurse is going to show everything as far as schemes, adjustments, different little wrinkles he likes to throw in the game plan. He's got a huge coaching advantage over Doc Rivers, so I can't wait to see that play out if these
Yeah.
2 teams do face. But I think the players are going to be out there trying to make a statement, right? Because, they know there's a good chance that they're meeting each other next week. So my play is the Toronto Raptors plus 1.5.
Okay, so spread is going with the Raptors at home against the Sixers team. Like you said, this is a horrible time to be really betting this NBA. Last week is kind of like week 18th.
Oh,
It's not
18 now, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
now it's week
My bad.
18. Good. It's been 17 for 100 years. It just
Yeah.
changed this year, week 18 of the NFL because you just never know what's going on with these lineups and things like that. And I'm going to venture off into the NBA, and I'm going to take a side today. We're going to go with the Celtics plus 6.5 at Milwaukee. They'll be going against the defending champs. Boston is on a back-to-back, but last night they played some pretty short minutes. Tatum played about 30 minutes. Browns played about 30 minutes. Harford played about 30 minutes. Now, I expect him maybe not to play tonight.
Harper's not going to be in there tonight, I don't think. He's
Yeah.
doubtful. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't play too much on back-to-backs. And they're missing their center, Robert Williams. So that's going to be definitely a difficult task for the Celtics. But what I'm betting on is the approach by their coach, first-year coach, Coach Udoka. I hope I'm saying his name correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was assistant forever with the San Antonio Spurs, one of the top dudes forever. They've been trying to get that guy to come work for someone. He was with the Nets last year, right? He went from the Spurs to the Nets, I think,
I
last year.
think he was under Stevens last year. I'm not
Was
sure
he?
though. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'd
he
have
was
to look it
either
up.
there or he was with the Nets for a brief period too.
Okay.
I don't remember which, but he's made his bones really as being Popovich's top assistant for years with the Spurs, and he's a great coach. And I think that his approach tonight is going to be more about the mental aspect of Boston going to Milwaukee and playing well, and hopefully for their sake winning. Boston has been very hot of late. They actually have a chance to still get the number one spot in the East. They've won 8 out their last 10 games. They've been unbelievable on the road, beating Denver, beating Sacramento, beating Chicago. They had a loss at Toronto in overtime. But the previous time that they messed up, when it comes to these games like this one, we know mind state is a thing, but it also is a thing. But also we have to think about how do teams match up with each other? The Celtics have always played Milwaukee really close. They've won throughout the last 4 matchups with them. In the last 7 matchups, the largest victory that Milwaukee had in those games was 5 points back in January of 2020. The Celtics are a much better team now. They're coming together at the right time. And please keep an eye on if Brown and Tatum are playing. If Brown or Tatum do not play, then I suggest you buy back out of this bet. But if both of those stars play for the Celtics, I like them a lot. They're 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 road games against teams with a greater win percentage than 600. They're 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 road games versus teams with a winning record. They're 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games versus a team with the winning straight up record. So it's a lot of things and factors that are going to Celtics right now, way. And I don't feel like their coach will be attempting to break the groove that they have right now. It's no need to let up off the gas. They're going into the playoffs. They're a young team. He's trying to develop some chemistry and develop some confidence in them. The Bucks are 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 home games versus teams with winning road records. I don't see the Bucks blowing out the Celtics. The Celtics are the number 1 defensive team in the league. They've been able to keep that mark, even though they're missing probably the anchor of the defense in Robert Williams III. But they've still been playing excellent defense. As you saw last night, how they locked down Chicago early. They're number 1 against defensive field goal percentage, and the second against defending the 3-pointer. And as you know, that's a major component of what the Bucks do is shoot the 3. As long as everyone's in the offense tonight for Boston, I think they hang around, and if they really play everyone, I really believe they can win this game money line. The Bucks aren't the Bucks that we saw last year. They're probably having a little championship hangover. They've been playing well of late, but not at home. They've lost the last couple at home, and their defense isn't anything like it's been in prior seasons. They're ranked 18th right now in defensive worst. They're 19th ranked against defending the 3, and that's going to be huge, especially as hot as Jaylen Brown has been from behind the arc. So we're going to take the Celtics plus 6.5, and spread scoring with Raptors plus 1.5. Anything else for the people spread before we get off to this tennis? We're both watching this tennis, man. We got a match, man. I sent out to the class. This girl bageled the lady twice before. Now she's getting bageled in the first set. So we got to get off of this and go help her spread.
All right. Let me just talk about this though, real quick though, on this Nets.
No, take your time,
because I really like the matchup here. So what I want to say is before you guys place this bet, how the coaches approach this game. What's the old fairy tale, right? Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? It's going to be who's afraid of the big bad Nets, right? Let's see how the coaches approach this, because when I'm looking right now, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Giannis all on this injury report, right? Right now they're number 2. Right now, my guess is that Brooklyn will be number 7 because that won yesterday puts them ahead of the Hawks. They're tied with the Hawks, but they have the tiebreaker, right? So right now they're 8. You win that 7-8 game, you automatically advance and you're the 7th seed. the loser plays for the 8th seed, right? So
Right.
we can slot Brooklyn in 7 now, fairly confidently, because I think of all the playing teams due to injuries, Cleveland is the weakest one right now. So let's see how these coaches approach it, right? Are either of them, are they afraid of the Nets? Are they going to punt on this game? Because dropping it, because the way tiebreakers work out, you're really going to drop to 4, and you're going to play the Raptors in the first round. Is that much more of an attractive option here? That Toronto team is really good. They've been playing well lately. Winners of 12 of their last 15.
Don't they have a winning record against the Bucks too? I think the Raptors do this year, don't they? They have a winning record against the Bucks. I want to say they might.
I would have to look that up. I don't know how the Raptors have done against the Bucks.
I think they're 3-4 against them actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're 3-4.
I mean, that
it's gonna get real
right? Because they have all
right
those
now.
forwards.
We like you said, you owe to just walk into climb into the mind of either one of these coaches right now, Budenholzer and Budenholzer, and Udoka, just to see what their approach is going to be. But right now we're shooting shots in the wind when it comes to this NBA. But I'd much rather bet NBA tonight than bet baseball. I have to see what's going on with Major League Baseball a little bit, because I want to take my Astros even money so bad tonight at the Angels against a Tiny. But I have to sit back and see. Each season is a different book. It's a different chapter in the book. So I have to sit back and do a little scouting and watch who's swinging the bat, what teams got the right energy. So I'd much rather go to the NBA. As you guys know, I'm a collegiate guy. I like the big college basketball, college football, but I'm pretty good at the NBA when it comes to playoffs and we know who's playing, and that's the thing. So tonight, if we get, I expect the Celtics to do some sneaky stuff and win plus 200, honestly, because what I think is, I don't think that the Bucks are going to play a lot of people. I think they're going to be the ones who kind of pull back, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Now, Milwaukee didn't do that last year. Milwaukee had the opportunity to tank and avoid Miami last year, and they went ahead and went for it and won, a game they could have punted on to play Miami. The difference is there, and maybe there's a rivalry, but Miami had knocked them out the year before. I knew they wanted to get back. I knew that they wanted that scalp, right? They want, not only they want to win the title, they won that, not I don't know if revenge is the right word, right? But they wanted to prove that they could beat the Heat. Interesting, because they did beat the Nets last season, right? So maybe not the same motivation to avoid them. We'll see how it goes, but it's gonna be a lot of fun regardless, and a lot of intrigue. And like I told you, it makes it a lot harder. Next week we actually look at the matchups. How's Middleton going to do against Tatum, right?
I can't wait till next week when the playoffs start.
Yeah.
And we get on this roll and we get on fire. And the thing is, Spread, that amazes me with doing this, this is a thankless job, especially for myself, because I only do this to get out the information. My guy, Lance Erline at ESPN 97.5 in Houston, begged me to come out the shadows. He told me, like, hey, man, you can do this, man. He got me to come out, because you've known me forever, Spread. I like to stay low key, make my money because of these type of things. One, I don't like certain people's energy on the games that I'm betting, and two, most important, I don't like ungrateful people. You have a run like we've made on here, giving out these games. You never hear anyone say on there, hey guys, good job, anything. It's like they just sit back and wait for you to have a losing streak, And unfortunately, that's what we're dealing with a lot of people in today's world, in the social media world, of a lot of clowns behind, these keyboards and just typing away. But we do this for the people who are real, man. The people who really are coming here to get good information. The people who are really coming here and being able to flip some of their money and make a sharper bet. So that's who I do it for, man. But once again, this is all free for me. It's just time that I'm taking. I could be in there right now with my son getting ready to take him to school, but instead we're in here doing this show because we do it for the people, man. And we just hope that you guys appreciate that.
And final reminder, right? We live pretty good lives, right? Very comfortable, right? I mean, I'm grabbing steak at the grocery store every time.
Right.
I still lose 45% of my wagers.
Right.
And that's good season. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Here we
Thank
go.
you. Thank you. But hey, man, we're gonna keep grinding for those who respect what we do in the craft, man, that we do, in the hard work that we put in, and we do this for you guys, man. And we appreciate you all who tune in for the right reasons, who tune in to try to get you some winners, who tune in to try to get some good information. We appreciate you all. We ask that you like the post. We ask that you go subscribe to Spread's YouTube, which is Spread ASTAIRE, and follow him on Twitter at Spread Astaire, and also that you subscribe to my Twitter, which is 5-Star in Vegas Sports Investments. And please follow me on Twitter at 5-Star in Vegas. I'm going to continue to do my best to give you guys winners and Supreme Clientele. My guys who watching, who joined the Supreme Clientele, I appreciate you guys. And you guys know that I work my tail off to make sure that every week we win, and we're going to continue to, man. The best of luck to you all. We'll see